Welcome to another thrilling episode of Property and Palava. My name is Kaisala Shobanjo and I'm your host. Today we'll be discussing a very interesting topic and we're painting a scenario. Imagine one person buys a property or a piece of land, basically, and three different families are laying claim to that property. With me today to discuss this interesting topic, I have Mr. Hafiz.
Good morning, viewers. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you very much. Um, in what kind of situation how often does this kind of scenario, how often does it play out?
Thank you. It happens often, and to be honest, it's catastrophic. Lagos has become a place where everybody wants to lay claim to landed properties, and not just family this time, even individuals, because as it is said, Lagos land is their crude oil. So everybody wants to be part of that crude oil benefit.
Okay. So I'd like to ask again, how on earth does this piece of land end up belonging to multiple people?
Okay, let me approach it this way. When someone tells you I have a land for sale, or a family tells you that they have this property for sale, in the minds of people or the people who own the property, they may have in the same family, they may have siblings, and everybody will try to look for a way to have a piece to lay claims. Let me put it that way, to lay claims to this property. You chop your own, let me look for a way to chop my own. So let me put it, it's greed. That is it. And having understood that, developers in Lagos are looking for another fantastic location to start development. Therefore, when a land is sold somewhere and the head of the price, these people in their head, they think, oh, how can I be part of this? If I'm not part of this one, how can I also look for a way to get my own share of the national cake? So that is it. So that's how funny it sounds. So everybody in Lagos wants to be a landowner in order to get from this national cake.
Or read people off.
So it's catastrophic. Yes.
All right.
So it happens often. There are so many cases. Yes.
All right. So before buying land, what are the warning signs from your professional point of view? What are the warning signs before you attempt to buy any type of land?
Warning signs. So talk of warning signs. If a prospective buyer wants to buy a property, what are the things they should look out for? Is that what you're asking? Number one, as if you're a first-time buyer or as a returning buyer, the thing you should look out for is to get the genuinity about that landed property. Who actually owns it? And to do that, there are steps, there are procedures that you need to follow, which I need to roll out one after the other. Number one is, if anybody lays a claim to a particular land I want to sell, get the title document, the root title of that property. Who owns it originally? Who is the first allotee? From there, you can begin to know or to dissect how does this land get from Mr. A to Mr. B and to the person that's actually selling it, that wants to sell it right now. So those are the first things you need to look out for. Yes.
Okay. That works, and I'm sure that's quite enlightening. But can you say in a nutshell which particular document should a buyer insist on seeing before buying a property? If you can list more than one, but is there any one that seems very, very important for any buyer to insist on seeing before going ahead to buy that property?
So actually, there are so many landed properties document, like you said, but the most important ones, let me say, is the COF, Certificate of Occupancy. Mind you, Certificate of Occupancy can only be issued to a holder. So if that holder is selling to another person, he does what we call deed of assignment.
Okay.
So if the person that is selling now has the say of whether he has sold it. The certificate of occupancy, you must see it, you must verify it. Then secondly, survey. When people tell you that, oh, certificate of occupancy is okay, you need to see the survey plan. It's very important. You know what most crooked people do? They encroach. Is either the particular owner has encroached into another person's land, or they've encroached into that land, or they have extended the boundaries of that land into where maybe the government has marked for uh, uh, setback or for future development for canal whatsoever. So it is important to have the survey as well, to take a coordinate, to know the extent of that land, to know the boundaries, and to know that if that land, the owner has not encroached into another person's property. Sorry that if I'm being too serious, but the thing is, it sounds funny, but our people, this is what you need to take seriously. Take your surveyor to that land, let them take a coordinate to know that the land has not been encroached on, or the owner has not encroached into another person's land.
Space.
Yes.
That's quite enlightening, and I'm sure you've answered so many questions on people's minds. But if we're to look at it from a different perspective, can we say that getting a lawyer to sort all of these concerns, if I get a lawyer, am I can I go and sleep? Oh, just get a lawyer to sort it out. Can I go to bed? Can I be at peace knowing that I've told my lawyer to sort out?
Okay. I would say yes,
Okay.
but it depends. You different areas have its own peculiarities. If you are hiring a lawyer who is conversant with the land matters in Lagos State, okay, that knows how to deal with these issues and that knows what to do, I will say go and sleep. Of course, if you hire a competent lawyer, but mind you, you are the one spending money. Our viewers, you are the one spending your hard-earned money. Despite the fact that you hire a competent lawyer does not say that you should go and sleep. Do your own follow-up. Do what you need to do. Like I said, a lawyer that is conversant, who is conversant with Lagos Island or some parts of the island, might not be conversant with the mainland, terrain and all that. So when you hire a competent lawyer that is very familiar with the doings in that locality, you still need to do your own job. Do your follow-up. Whatever the lawyer says, whatever the advice he gives, follow up, do your due diligence on it as well.
All right. So, in a nutshell, what you're saying is don't sleep, wake up.
Wake up. My people, wake up.
Oh my
goodness. You
goodness.
are spending your hard-earned money, and in Lagos, people are buying properties with hundreds of millions of naira, if not billions. So you don't need to sleep.
You can't sleep on it.
Of course, you do your own follow-up.
All right. In situations like this, right? What role do you think the community or family disputes play in situations like this? Like one person buying property from three different people, or one person buying a property and five other family members come to lay claim. Is it the community dispute, family dispute? What role does this dispute play in this kind of scenario?
All right, so if I understand you quite well, you've been scammed. You've fallen into the wrong hands, and you need to seek a redress.
Okay.
Who should we call on? Who should we hold accountable? Am I correct? Is that the question?
Yeah, well, you can look at it from that angle also. But my question is it caused things like this? Is it being caused by family disputes or community disputes? Is it when there's
cause?
Yes.
The cause of the menace. Okay, this is a menace, and there are so many causes to it. And one of it is, I told you, greediness in the hearts of the family
members,
individuals, because some family and some people, let me put it this way, for some reasons, for greedy reasons, have set out to do people. Because I've had cases of in a family where the elders, we call them family head, we sell a land to a developer or to an individual, and after the developer or the person has started doing something on the land, after everything, you will be the one to go and call another member of the
Remember,
family to start a problem with the person they sold the land to originally.
Malaysia.
So, number one, I blame it on government, and I have my reasons. Number one is this case, these issues have been going on for a very long time, and thankfully the government has started saying something about it. But before it
Okay.
was rampant that when it happens, you go to the court, you drag it for years. At the end of the day, you may end up settling the members of the family in order to buy the land. In other words, the land you bought from the headers, you may end up buying it, paid for the same land again to some other people. So the government has its own part to play in ensuring that any landed property, be it family land or whatsoever, before the family even will sell, the government should mandate them to do their papers.
Yeah.
So that if an individual or a company is buying, they know that they are buying a land that has a power. But gone are the days you say family receipt and survey. What if different people issues different
Different
receipts?
receipts.
Who do you go to? But once the land is being perfected or you have a root title from the government, you know that come what may is the person the name appears on the document that owns the land. You understand? That's the government, but then the community too. I can't say much about the community because they are looking for most of them, let me say all of them, they are good people, but most of them set out to do people. So it's our people, the viewers. You know how hard you work for your money. Do your due diligence because once you fall into the hands of these people, I bet it with you. It's an experience you don't want to. It's an experience that is very, very horrible. Like I will tell you that. So the community can do a little. It's the government that will regulate, and people that are the buyers, you to do your due diligence. I can't really blame the communities. Like in Bible we say, "Orese welele obi, ṣé tọlọ́gbọ́n ló fẹ́ bù mí?" Permit me. That simply means that the people that are looking out there to dupe you, they already have a plan. So you use your head, do what you need to do, and be realistic about it because there are some things that you will hear. They will tell you they sell a parcel of land for so amount, and with that we know the going rate. We'll be wondering, you say you get this portion of land for this amount, you'll be surprised. Lo and behold, pretty soon problems will start and you start hearing and people will be blaming you. You too, you heard this amount and you did not,
And you did not
wrong.
think.
So I think that's the way to approach that. Government should play their part. And people that are buying, I can't really say much about the community. They know what they are doing.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Hafiz. And I'd like to ask again,
Yes, right.
what do you think anybody who has been scammed should do immediately? Like, immediate line of action. Once you realize you've been scammed, what should you do immediately?
Okay, if you've been scammed, seek a redress in the court of law. But before you do that, you need to ensure that you have the facts ready. Because the court should not be emotional about anything. It is what you present before the court that the court will sit on and judge on. If you want to get justice, make sure that you do your due diligence before you go to court. But once you realize that you didn't do your due diligence, maybe out of you are looking for something that's too good to be real, or you are looking for a quick way to make money and you are being scammed, I'm sorry, there's nothing you can do. But in a situation whereby you did your due diligence and you ensure that everything is properly, you follow the due process, let me put it that way, you can seek redress in the court of law. And if everything is okay, perfectly done, you get justice. Yes, there's justice in Nigeria. You get justice.
All right. So what you simply mean is that if you go to court and you present your case properly, there's possibility that you get your money or you get your land back. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it's very possible. Both your money and your land, you can get it back. But in some cases, if there are, because see, another thing I would like to mention here is when you are buying a property and you are giving agreement or anything, before you sign anything, read very well. Make sure you take your time to read everything word for word. If there's something you don't understand, if there's a particular clause you don't understand, give it to your lawyer or your legal representative. Let them explain it to you. Because once you sign, your interpretation might be different from the law interpretation. So that's very key. before you sign into anything, make sure you understand what you're signing into before you do that.
All right, Mr. Face. Thank you. You've been using the word due diligence, due diligence. Can you break it down in a layman's term? How does somebody understand what due diligence means exactly? Just break it down for us.
Okay, so due diligence simply means that before you buy into a property, do what you are supposed to do.
Mm.
And what are you supposed to do? Number one, I do tell people physical inspection. This one tells me they want to sell a property to me. I've had cases where people say, "Oh, I'm the diaspora, send the offer letter, let's close the deal." I said, "So, sir, no, I don't work like that." Recently, a case came up. Somebody wanted to sell a property. He asked me to go and inspect the property. It's not in Nigeria, which I really don't do. But because it's not in the country, he gave me all the description and everything. Even though he did not give me the contact person, but it's a place I know very
Familiar
well.
with.
Familiar with. I drove down there. I was able to identify the line, send the pictures to me, everything. So I told him, send the title document, the deed of assignment you have, send it to me. You know what he did? He screenshot just the part that described the land and omitted where the name of the assigning and assigner would apply.
Wow.
Even the law firm that prepared the deed of assignment, he did it
Took
for some
everything
reason.
out.
So I said, "Look, sir, please send
This is
everything
not a
to me."
complete
He
document.
said, "No, when I get a buyer, I should." I said, "No, I don't work like that. I'm a professional. I don't work like that. I need to vet this." Now, going back to due diligence, I need to do my due. I need to, before I start marketing this property you give to me, I myself, as a professional who is ready, who means business, need to go to the land registry, verify everything. I will need to know where this property starts from, the originality till it gets to you that I want to sell now. I need to know every detail. He said, "No, it doesn't work that." I said, "Okay, bye bye." So when he realized that I stopped talking, I stopped responding to his messaging, then I said, "Okay, maybe you have someone to bring it." I didn't even reply because that's a red flag for me. Why will you
What
be
are you hiding?
economical with the truth? This is a fact. So you need to do what you need to do. That's due diligence. You need to get the title document, physical inspection. After the physical inspection, you like the property, ask for the title document. Offer an acceptance. After offer and acceptance, ask for the title document. Pay a lawyer, pay a professional. Don't be stingy. Because the amount to take you to pay for a professional is not as much as what you will spend
If
eventually.
you mess it
You
all up.
understand? Let the lawyer do the due diligence, verify the title document, everything. Be sure that everything is okay before you don't say, "Okay, let me buy this property."
All right.
Thank you.
Lastly,
Yes.
if you were to give one golden rule before buying a property to someone, anybody, before they buy a property, what would that be?
To give an advice to anybody who is seeking to purchase a property in Lagos.
Just one.
Just one. Do your due diligence. Just still go back to due diligence because property is not like pepper. It's not like pizza. You go to the store and pick property. It's you buy properties with hundreds of millions of naira, and just imagine all the money you've acquired from your hard-earned money. More especially our diaspora clients, we know how hard you work to make this property, to acquire property. Please hire a professional. Hire a professional to do your due diligence for you and listen to their advice. Whatever the figure they give you as the fee, if you know if you think it's too high or whatsoever, you can negotiate. Do you understand? But let a professional do it for you so that you have rest of mind. Thank you.
All right. That was awesome and that was fantastic. But before we let you go, we usually ask a question on this show, and that is rate the location. We'd like for you to rate a certain location in Lagos, and I would say Igbo.
Okay.
Okay? We'd like you to rate Igbo on a level of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, 10 being the best,
Okay.
and 1 being the lowest. Can you rate Igbo based on security, affordability, accessibility, and flood risk? So we can start from
Security.
security, that's it.
Okay, I'll rate Igwe from, let me say, 8 over 10.
Security.
Yes, can I go for that? Why I
Okay.
give it 8 over 10? You see, Lagos State now, more especially this axis of Lagos, now on the island now, because of the development around that, the government is concerned about the security of life and property. And most especially, there's a lot of development, a lot of influx. There's influx of developers in this axis, the build new houses, and everybody takes security seriously. So I will give it 8 over 10.
All right. And then accessibility.
Accessibility, let's say 8 over 10.
All right. Affordability.
Hmm. Affordability, I'll give it 4 over 10.
Oh wow.
Yes.
That means it's not really affordable to live in
Ah,
Igbo.
my sister, everywhere in Lagos now.
Oh my goodness.
Everywhere in Lagos, you have to check your pocket very
Oh, wow.
well before
Okay.
you want to decide to rent or buy a property.
Mhm.
I think a 2-bed apartment in Igbo now should be selling for between 150 to 180.
Oh
I'm
wow.
talking of Auckland,
Oh.
not fully ready. Igbo from our local side, we're talking of 150 to 180 or thereabout of plan. So imagine what a ready property
Would
go
cost.
for. So
Mm.
that's it.
All right. And the last one, which is flood risk.
Flood risk. Risk. You said the one being the lowest.
One being the lowest.
10 being the best.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
so let's give it 3 over 10.
Mm.
Yes, because the concern of many people at Igbo and many areas that falls behind the coastal road now is the flood.
Flood.
They are concerned about flood. But let's see what will happen this year. Although there's a lot of drainage being done, you understand, to mitigate the effect of flooding. But let's see how it goes. So I'll give it 4. 4 over 10.
So you're changing your 3 to 4.
Yes, let's say 4.
All right.
Some things have been done.
All right.
Yes.
All right. I like that. I like that. Thank you so much, Mr. Hafiz, for joining us on today's episode. Thank you for joining us on today's episode of Property and Palava, proudly brought to you by Formidable Corporate Partners. My name is Kaisala Shobanjo once again, and I remain your host. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.